What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Hope everyone is doing well. Apologies for last week's missing in action. Schedules changed, so we apologise for that. But hope everyone is doing well. Obviously, another win to talk about, which is good. Obviously, the good form at the moment. Yeah, everyone is feeling happy, although, as we know, overall it has been a bad season. But at the moment, I think a lot more people are feeling confident, excited, happy to watch Rovers again. And hopefully it can continue until the end of the season. Hopefully we can end the season strong and then, go again next year. But as always, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe to Josh. Get in your thoughts, comments in the chat. Of course, if you're watching after, then leave your thoughts as well. Shout out to the sponsor, ERG DIY Decorating. All the details in the description. The Sparks link as well is still there. And also Operation Community Hamper. Charlotte and the team do an amazing job as always, for different charities and helping families that are worse off. So they are donating Easter eggs this weekend. They will be in the fan zone before the game. If you can donate 1, 2, 5, 10, however many you can, that would be brilliant, because they do an amazing job, and I've been very busy trying to hand out and get it out to different families, etc. So please do donate if you can. That would be brilliant, because the work they do is amazing. Joined by the boys. Neil, how are we? Buzzing gas? What are you saying?
Yeah, mate. Flying.
Love it. Josh, how are you, mate? Good?
Yeah, mate. Flying.
Love that. Flying gas. There we go. A few people in the chat as well. Ben Gill, Connor Hercombe as well. Oasis Gas as well. And hope you do enjoy. We'll try and get into as much as possible. Obviously, we'll talk about the Shrewsbury game very briefly, because it wasn't the best of games, although we did get the win. Like a lot of people said, one of the few games that we've only done that this season, because a lot of the games, early on this season were like that. And we found a way. And then obviously Gillingham win. We'll talk about Evans. Obviously, he's come out again, and a lot of comments, a lot of conversation. Obviously, everyone talking about it. And then we'll get on to Accrington, because as we just spoke before, the record is, as we all know, you all should know how bad the record is, but we will get into that later on, even into its Rovers blocks as well. Appreciate you for joining. But let's get into it. I mean, let's talk about Shrewsbury very briefly, and then we can go into Gillingham. Rovers got their 12th win against Shrewsbury, making it back-to-back home wins. Tommy Lee with his 4th goal in 3 games. Like I mentioned, I mean, the game was pretty horrific attacking-wise. Anyway, both teams very good defensively. It was a much different Shrewsbury, although, we did beat them again, which is good. Another team that we've done the double over, conceding 0, scoring 4. Obviously, Gowan Cowan coming to the Mem. Obviously, they'd lost a couple of games, but they were still one of the form teams in the entire division over the sort of the last 8 or 9 when we played them. And Tommy Lee deflected goal, not the best goal, but like we said, clean sheet, another win, and one of those games where I think everyone said it, whether it was at the game, online, social media, etc. Like we mentioned, it's one of those games where early on in the season we wouldn't have won, we'd have probably lost it. So to get the win was really good. Josh, what was your thoughts on that? Not much action, but a win, another Tommy Lee goal.
I mean, if you could pick one game to summarise League 2 football, it would have been that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's that one.
It was absolute dross. But we have been in so many games like that we have lost. Go back to last season, Fleetwood at home. There was who else did we play last season where we lost on the Tuesday night, and it was the worst football I've ever seen in my life. It might have even been Shrewsbury. Blackpool. There you go. Yeah. And you're sat there thinking, like, the quality is low, but we are lower than low from the quality that's on the pitch. But this time, it was, okay, the quality's not there, but we will get something from this game, and we won it. And we've asked so many times for a Rovers side to do that. Bristol Rovers will go and beat your Boltons, your Huddersfields, and then they'll lose to the Barrows. You know, like it's just what we do for some reason. And I actually felt proud, not the word, but I was a bit like, fair play that we've actually got that over the line, because in seasons gone by, we lose that game and you're sat there scratching your head thinking, how have we lost that game to that shite again? But we didn't. We didn't. We were the lesser of the shites. And it's rare that we can say that against those types of teams. Lack of quality, but we got the job done. And that's really all you can ask in a minute. Like what we've all said on this podcast, like, I don't care how you win, just win.
How many times have we repeated it? It'll go back to all the episodes. It's literally rinse and repeat. And everyone.
It is, and we did win it. So
we
can't ask much more of that. And all right, the quality wasn't there, but when the quality's not there, just
find a way.
And Neil says about moments of magic. I don't think there was a moment of magic, but someone stood up in that game and was like, right, I'm just going to hit this, and that's what happens when you hit it in and around the box. Tommy Lee, the way he peels off for that goal as well, the way he knows where that's going to land, I think is so intelligent. And he just thinks, I'm hitting this. And 1-0 win at home, and it was nice to be on the other end of that result for once.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it almost, like you said, there's loads of games. You go Blackpool this season.
Barnet at home this season.
Yeah, Barnet. Barnet. You got, even though it's not a home game, Cheltenham away, 1-0 loss. Notts County, 1-0 loss. Gillingham, 1-0 loss.
Colchester,
1-0. Salford, 1-0 loss.
Salford.
Honestly, it's literally rinse and repeat. But I mean, we'll get into it later when we talk about Evans. But one thing that he's impressed me with is the ability to make changes, because I love Darryl, but in the spell that we had this season, one thing he struggled with was that ability to make changes. He would be very stubborn. He would stick with the same thing.
In-game management,
He wouldn't, change formation. It would literally be the same. But I think that's the thing that's pleased me most with Evans, because you could easily be stubborn and keep it, or don't change it until very late. But he literally made the changes, and although because he done, we'll get into Gillingham in a sec, but it was the exact same formation that he changed it to in that game as well, 4-2-3-1. We, the 5-5 or the 3-5-2, sorry, wasn't working. But credit to him, because I think that's the one thing that's pleased me most, I think, with Evans, is his in-game management. I think a lot of managers really struggle with that. But credit to Evans, because he's and to be fair, as soon as he changed it, it was almost instant impact. Like, Cambridge had a couple of chances, and then, like you said, the goal finally came. So I think that was big. Neil, what was your thoughts on that game? Like, we mentioned, in the weeks leading up to it, that Shrewsbury have been on good form. Cowan's gone in there and done well. I know as of late I think they've lost 3 or 4 in a row, but when we played them, they were on good form. And like we've said, and everyone said after or during the game, it was a horrible game, but we got the job done.
Yeah, I think when he got appointed, I said to you, if he goes in there, Gav will keep them, he'll get them safe. And he's done a great job there, considering the things that were going on under Appleton, and the things Appleton said when he walked out of that club, saying that like Pep couldn't even get a tune out of these. So
to be fair, they were awful.
But you got, when they were awful under Appleton, great. I think like they were horrific, and you could tell that they'd all checked out. Checked out. But I know Tuesday we got a result, deserved to win. We did, and people can say Shrewsbury were terrible. It was an awful watch. But if you're being subjective about this, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to come and open up against us and go toe to toe with us? Like, it's suicide. Like, what? They'd never do that.
Yeah.
You have to appreciate what an other side are looking to do, and they've come on a Tuesday night looking to walk away with something, get something, frustrate, disrupt, kill the game, loads of stoppages, and make us get no momentum. And yeah, I get it. It's frustrating. It's annoying to the common fan who wants to see a flowing game of football, but that's not what the business is. The business is points. How you get them? Like I said, there was a sign in a change room There was a sign in the change room I once walked out of, which just said, "Just get it done. Borrow, beg, cheat, steal. Do whatever you need to do to get it done." It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be within the laws of the game or the rules. If you have to cheat every week to get points, that's what you do. And Shrewsbury came with a idea and a plan, and they weren't half close to getting it. Granted, they weren't great on the eye, but that's not what the game is.
To be fair,
that's not what the game is. But this is what I've said about certain players in certain positions. And if you're a Camrich, like when you were Elliot Anderson, when you were Evans, Tommy Lee now, if you're in that pocket and you've got that responsibility to go and be that guy, you have to pop up with something in the game. And Tommy Lee's been doing it. Do you know what I mean? And like, what was it, 81 minutes or something?
Yeah.
You have to deliver something. Like when you're called upon, when that moment comes, you have to be accountable and do what you're in that side to do. And that's where points are being picked up. And you go back to even Saturday, Shrewsbury, recent weeks. Evans is earning his money at halftime. He's earning his money at halftime because what he's doing is he's going into games and all he's looking to do with his initial 45 minutes, consolidate, contain, assess. Don't be beautiful. Don't be brilliant. Match them for their running. Match them for their effort. Match them for shape. Match them at dead balls. Contain, consolidate, make it an arm wrestle. And then in January, I've got myself a bench that can go. Now we've identified where their weaknesses are, where they're vulnerable, and that's where we go and hit them. And that's where he's earned his money. And that's why Steve Evans has got every right to do what Steve Evans is doing at the minute and touting himself around for business.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
You've got every right to do it.
Yeah. I agree. I do agree with you. I know. Obviously, even I've probably said it in times gone by. Probably a lot of the time, where teams have done that. But it is true because I mean, we've spoken about it at certain points on the pod over the last few years, but I've said it, other places as well. I think when we play football, but when teams come at us and play football, that is when we look a good side. Is when we play football, and fair play, like you said, Crew even changed it, didn't they? A few weeks ago, they went to a low block. They were doing everything, and that's what you got to do. That's what we've said about it a lot, especially on the really poor run, where you have to go and be horrible. You have to go and be ugly. You have to get in their faces. You have to time waste. You have to do whatever you can to win, and that's why a lot of teams have been up there, and that's why over a lot of the season, that's where we've been. That's what we've been poor at. It's not being ugly and finding ugly ways to win. And yeah, that was one of those games on Tuesday. To be fair, and I don't blame any team for doing that because I don't know what you two think, but yeah, like I mentioned then, I think if we play football against teams, we look good, and that's when we look at our most dangerous. I think is when we, a team wants to, like Grimsby, for example. I know, that game was the home game. First half happens, and we get the 2 early goals. But I think when we play our football, that's when. Well, we'll get into it, but that's what happened on Saturday as well. I think we started to play.
The example I'll use, and I know I bring them up a lot, but is Arsenal. Right now, hear me out. I'm not saying we're anywhere near Arsenal's level at all, but there is a general consensus that Arsenal are really poor in the Premier League, which is nonsense, by the way. But when it's because when you watch everybody in the Premier League, they sit back, they put like five at the back, they invite Arsenal on, and Arsenal have to try and break them down. And they don't look like the most free flow inside, but they manage to get the job done more often than not. When you watch Arsenal in the Champions League, because of how the European sides play, it is so much more open, and Arsenal looks 10 times better. Because as soon as you invite Arsenal to play football, they will pip you off. It's just a fact. And I'm not saying that we are like Arsenal at all, but what we see here is, if you want to beat a Bristol Rovers side in time gone by, that's exactly what you do. You sit back, you apply, you let them come on to you, because we aren't nasty, we aren't there is no stoppages of play, etc. We don't roll around doing all this, as Neil called it, cheating, which is exactly a great point. And it was so easy to beat Bristol Rovers because you just say, come on then, come and get us. But if you go toe to toe with us, like with the side that we have now, with Shaq Ford, Yusuf, like linking up, you've got quick players, one-touch football. We do look a lot better when you go toe to toe for us. And more often than not, we win those types of games recently under Evans.
Yeah.
But what my point is, it's so nice to see now that we found another way to go and win games. We're winning the games where there's not much in it. And Neil's right, Shrewsbury played almost a blinding tactic, is to come out and traditionally try and beat us how we normally would. Look at what happened in the second half when we played them at their place. When we went 1-0 up, they had to come on us, and then we picked them off, because toe to toe, we do have good quality players. We do have players that can do that. But it was nice to see that we're able to get a game like that over the line as well now, which
definitely.
which is important, because if you
just
sit
annoying
back
that we've
against
not
us,
done it earlier, isn't it? That's the most annoying thing.
Exactly that. And you could see that he was trying to do that. Like, we were in that Crew away game. We should have won that Bromley at home game. There's so many games under Evans, even just Evans, where you look and think, right, you can see what he was trying to do. We just didn't quite get it over the line. But we seem to be more often than not getting it over the line now. And actually, Neil makes a good point then, because it's weird, isn't it, how you view football? Because I was thinking, is Steve Evans' first half, are they a concern? Is what I was thinking, because he never looks like he gets the first half right, because he's always making 3 or 4 changes at half time. But maybe that actually is what Neil said, a good point, is maybe that is his game plan: contain it and then put your finishers on. I don't know, but I think Evans is a very good reactive manager. He can see, right, this isn't working. There's no love lost with a lot of the players. It's like, you are, he's a very reactive manager, and he gets it right in the second half once he's seen how the game is playing out. But it doesn't seem to me that he can actually work out how the game is going to play out, So that's why he's always changing at half time. I thought, is that a concern? But maybe Neil makes a good point. Maybe that is how he operates. I don't know. And I'm not moaning with the 11, because the 11 we went in with Gillingham, everyone wanted, because why would you not play that 11?
That's what I said after
but he responds well, and Daryl sometimes looked like he never wanted to take his favourites off.
No. Agree.
So, like, Tom Lockyer were playing 90 minutes 5 days a week under Daryl Clark, regardless if he was absolutely pony or not. But Evans, I liked Evans' interview after the Shrewsbury game as well. He said, I went in at half time, I said, like, it's not on you boys at all. The 4 changes aren't on you boys at all, because we're in the game, but it's just not working.
And that's the thing, having that ability. Well, Neil spoke about it, and we all spoke about it we said before the window, you need quality. We mentioned the bench a number of times in the first half of the season. And then, like you said, when you've actually got a proper bench, that's the thing. Like you said, you can. There's not many teams. I think only, off the top of my head, only. I know, right? Whatever. Obviously, certain teams have had whatever season we are where we are, but you look at, I don't know, the last 10 games, or you look at, since a lot of the signs have come in, there ain't. I would say maybe MK Dons are the only team in the league at this point in time that have a better quality bench than us. for example. That's my opinion. If you go and look at all the, all that, I know, obviously, league table, etc. But I think that, and like you said, it had to be done because we were relying on Ollie Shrewsbury, like a 17-year-old kid at the time. Well, I think he still is, actually.
He's doing very well at Western Supermarket.
Yeah, doing well.
Though, we'll get that out there.
2 or 3 in
3
2
and
games.
3.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with. Yeah.
I agree with you though. I agree. We had to get more senior pros in.
Yeah, and that is the word. That is the word. I mean, we've already mentioned it, but you look at the differences. We've mentioned Smallwood. I mean, what has Neil always said from the day he's been on here? Like that Paul Coots, and he is the version of Paul Coots.
He's been unreal. He's been unreal, and it's so spitting to hit, like to remind yourself. Maybe don't always listen to other fans, because sometimes things just don't work out.
Yeah,
at clubs, and how he wasn't good at Tranmere will just baffle me, because he's been absolutely first class on and off the pitch for us. I am so impressed with Smallwood. So impressed.
Yeah. Well, I even said it. I said it in the video. I had no. Even though all the Tranmere fans were absolutely crucifying him, I had no concerns whatsoever. I was like, you just got to look at the bloke's CV, the promotions. The thing that impresses me most about Smallwood is the amount of minutes he's got. The amount of minutes he can just churn out Tuesday, Saturday. Yeah. He's played, I think, apart from the first 2 games where he come off the bench, he's played every single minute, basically, since in the last 10 games.
It's what you need. We never get that over recent times. Injuries constantly.
Yeah. Well, you look at it, there's loads. Mark Hughes, the amount of the list goes on, but yeah, he's been massive. I mean, there's loads of them. There's one thing, going out in January and bringing in 10 players, but there's one thing having to have them all, integrate in and, get used to certain styles. But pretty much all of them have played some part, whether it's 2 games or 10, 15 games, like Balmer, for example, or like you said, Tommy Lee's has come into it the last sort of 5 games, or, Thompson Summers, the goal at Swindon where he turned into prime Robin, all them different. What's this? March frowns upside down. Yeah, that's what I mean. But I said to you, that's the thing that frustrates me the most, is that why couldn't it have happened earlier? But yeah, hopefully next season. Although I say that every single year, hopefully next season. But yeah. I mean, Neil, what's some of your thoughts on the, obviously, like I said, you mentioned, the window that was massive, but I mentioned then it's one thing having 10 players, but having to integrate them and stuff. But who's impressed you? If you had to pick one player, I could probably guess who it is going to be. It probably would be Smallwood, but yeah, if you had to pick one player, who would it be, and who's impressed you a lot since they've signed?
Yeah, I said when Evans was identified, he was the perfect man for the job at the perfect time, given the fact that he had a full window to work with. And that is where Steve Evans always earns his money. And regardless of whether I've heard of them before, where they come from, what they've done previously, I'd never have any concerns with his recruitment, because, over his body of work as a manager, that's what he does. He signs good players. And what he's done here, predominantly, he signed players that have got numbers of games under their belt, and they're all constantly available. He doesn't bring in crooks. They're all fit. They're all good to go. He makes sure that these lads have got games under their belt, ready, available, and you're not dealing with another full medical table. You know what I mean? He's very strategic in the way he recruits. He always has been. Granted, not every single one of them over his career has always come off, but is a percentage. You can never question that bloke in the way he recruits. I mean, I said it when he came in for me. I think Quigley's been huge for us as far as the way we're no longer one-dimensional. Like we can be that side that a League Two side needs to be as a foundation. Forget about the patterns. Forget about us getting certain results and playing a certain way. Every half decent side in League Two that is going to survive at minimum have to have that platform. You have to have it, whether at the top of the league, or you're scrambling for 22nd. If you haven't got it, you will not survive in this division. It was essential that profile of player was identified. But Small has been great. My only concern was bringing in Smallwood was one. Tranmere was the noise coming out of Tranmere. I took with a pinch of salt-ish because Tranmere are a basket case of a football club, so it's hard to go to work. Probably it's probably it's probably different. You look at any of them lads. I bet none of them lads are performing well. I bet none of them lads are playing well. I bet all of them are on their ass. And also, you never know if someone's got old overnight. You know what I mean? You can be great, and then all of a sudden, it just goes.
Well, look at Mo Salah. I know it's different circumstances, but
you know, innit? But the other one was he's never been down this end of the world. Do you know what I mean? He's always played up north. That was the only thing. Location. It was location, and he got old overnight, really. But he's been great for us. But again, you get a man in the building, don't you? Get a man in the building, and everybody else's shoulders like drop a little bit. De Havilland would not be the player he is without Smallwood in there.
Yeah.
Because he gives him license. He hasn't got to be that guy. He can go and get on the ball. It gives him an extra second, and he gives him reassurance, and he gives him a platform to go on. Like, he's just someone. He can talk you through the game in every single element of that game, breaking it up into every 10 minutes of how this is going to go. He sees the picture of where a game's going, and he can look at them lads. I mean, De Havilland's like, he's not that wet behind him. He's probably got 100 games under his belt. It is, but having that guy that you can just look left to and just lean on for something, it's ideal. Whereas you're not playing with, I've got another 2 kids in here with me, and we're scrambling to try and find a solution.
We've missed that for years. Absolute years, and I think everyone echoes that, because it's mad.
What you said about, like, both of you have just said, not every one of Evans's signings ever comes off, but Hayner, you said every single one of them has contributed in some aspect. Like, I'll be very blunt. Kane Thompson-Summers is the worst signing of the lot of them, in my opinion, by a mile, and he's still got us a point at Swindon. That's what you need. Like, he's not the world beater, but it's
you
like
need certain types, don't you?
Exactly that, and you need contributions. Like, you need those moments, and they all have contributed, and like, what more could you possibly want from those signings, and fair play, because they bought into him. And Richie Smallwood, I mean, if there's anyone in our side that's going to be a manager in his next step, it's him. He's been.
I love him, man. I love him.
He's been brilliant, and he loves the gas. It looks like he might just love football, but he loves the gas, like the pumps that he was giving when Alf and Ellis scored on the weekend, and even when you watched Yusuf score the 3rd goal against Grimsby, the way he punches the ground in celebration, like,
that's what you want to see there.
He just loves football, mate, and like it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Even stuff like that, though, because it's been very, like, I don't need to tell you guys watching, right, how hard it's been, but even little things like that, like just showing something, that's what how many times, like, over the last.
Look at Balmer fights for the badge.
Oh yeah, Balmer absolutely loves it, but that's what I mean. How many times have we said that over the last 2-3 years? Like,
I agree.
You like, you want them to enjoy, be happy, show that passion, show what it means to play for the team, and but like a lot of people like Dave Spence, Pasty Gas, Oasis Gas, and Rafa Jefferson as well, and everyone else in the comments have said online, is the fact that look at the amount of players that were already in the building that he's improved. That's the thing that you can also say, because how many players...
That is spot on as well, by the way. Sorry.
Was that virtually none of Evans' signings are better players. They are all significantly better in terms of mentality, strength, competitive spirit. Yeah, definitely.
You've got the right people in the building, not necessarily better players.
Yeah, although some of them are better. Some of them,
no, for sure, I know. But
I completely agree with what that. Yeah, he's saying you need, like you need, like you said, if you throw together, I don't know. Well, look at what, especially me and you, but it's not just me and you. Look at what a lot of fans say on paper. What do we say on paper all the time?
And Neil gets so angry that you can't have... How many on-paper signings do you want, he keeps saying. But it is true. It is true. Joe Quigley on paper is an absolute donkey. But he's been absolutely sensational for us. And you can see exactly why he's been signed and why he's playing for 17 different clubs at the age of 28 or 29. Like, it's because he is a lower league manager profile of player that you want. He changes that. He changes the style of play that you can do. And look at the assist for a Cambridge his against Grimsby. Quick feet to get out of the corner and whips it across the... I just love him, mate. And if he's a donkey, then I'm
he's an amazing
squib.
donkey.
He's the Messi of donkeys. That's what he is.
Yeah. If he's a donkey, you're Shrek.
Right.
There you go.
God damn. What are you then, Rumpelstiltskin? Flumpy Pigskin. But yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant, and this is why we're not managers, boys, because I was absolutely fuming when he signed Quigley. I was fuming when he dropped Luke Southwood. You know, and he's been brilliant. He's I was fuming when he was starting Joel Senior. He's been our best player over the last 5 games. Steve Evans deserves a lot of credit, and I flipping hope he stays. I hope he stays.
Yeah. Getting into that, I'm sure most people would agree. Do let us know, either if it's a simple yes or no, and let us know in the comments after. I'm sure we'll do loads more on Evans, loads more, stuff on socials as well. But even just say yes if you wanted to stay in the comments right now, and no if you don't want him to stay. Yeah, for me, I think pretty much everyone would have said it. Again, football is about opinions. Not everyone would have liked Evans. For me, you've heard me say this before. He was my manager that I wanted before Darryl come in. I think. You only got to go and look at his CV. You only, even this. Yes, I know. Again, I know it's still not. It's hard doing it because the predicament we were in before he came in, I don't want to swear, but I was not confident at all with us staying up. I don't think anyone was. I was annoyed, angry every single week. It was a chore. We weren't scoring goals. We were getting, conceding 2 or 3 goals on average. It was horrible to watch. You even go and look back at the 4-0, 4-0, 4-1 and 4-0 games where it was awful. Right. So, but, 13 points clear of the drop, 8 wins, 2 draws, 9 losses, 26 points out of 57. Obviously before that we had a goal difference of -23. We conceded 38 goals. We were second bottom of the league. We'd only scored 15 in 20 as well. And yes, I think some of the big ones are obviously goals conceded. I think it's better off by we've conceded. I don't know off the top of my head, but I think it's 22 actually. 22 we've conceded in 19 as to 38 and 20 before he come in. But it's, even the things that we've said, it's just the in-game management, the ability to improve players, what the job role is: manage and improve players. So for me,
it's also a lack of ego. I feel like he's happy to admit when it's not working.
Yeah.
Like, whereas I felt like Daryl didn't quite.
Yes,
Steve is like, if I've got it wrong, I've got it wrong.
There's a lot of
I'll change
like it. Yeah. So for me personally, I've seen it. There's been a lot of conversation, obviously, going on today, and even all the time anyway, especially on Twitter. But for me, I would be annoyed if he wasn't manager going into the summer and next season. For me, it's a definite, lifetime supply of fuel from any petrol station as well. Exactly. Petrol station, gas heads, you get the, Alps, fighting. What did he say?
Richie Smallwood would fight his nan on the Alps.
Smallwood would fight his, but I love it really. Even though, but yeah, for me, it's a definite yes. I would be, if he says yes and the owners say no, then I don't know what I would do, because like I said at the start, even though it's not, it's not going to be amazing because the season we've had, but you look at the home form, you look at the amount of points, you look at even the fixtures we've had on, I think we've only played one team below us. No, two teams below us, Newport and Barrow. Every other team has been above us, and even in that run where we had, obviously, I was on the Gills in the Blood last week. We never get a new manager bounce anyway, so you could almost forget the whatever the first month, because I don't think he won in his first 4 games, I think, or 5. But yeah, it's a definite yes for me. Neil, do you agree that you would be, he almost has to, obviously, forget what obviously Evans wants to do, but your own thoughts. Do you agree as well that Evans needs to stay and has to stay and would be the great appointment that we need on a permanent?
I think Steve Evans should do whatever's best for Steve Evans, to be honest. And what he's done is he's played a blinder, and he's backed himself. He knows how good he is. He knows what he can do. He's turned down a multi-year deal offer in the summer, renegotiated, said, look, I'm going to take this club and get him safe until the summer. Then we'll sit down and we'll see how much you value me then. Because he's got himself into a bidding war, hasn't he? Because every single post-match interview against any club that there is a potential possibility of maybe a vacancy or an opening, I'm available for hire, lads. I'm available for hire. So it's a bidding war at this point. And when Steve Evans says things like, we'll see if the chairman wants me, it isn't if you want me to stay, it's can you afford me? Yeah. That's what it is. It's can you afford me? How bad do you really want me? Because he is going to have takers in the summer. Now it's can you match or better what I'm going to get put on the table? Or can you give me, without having to listen to any outside noise, can you put something in my lap that is going to make me say I don't need to speak to anybody else now? Because he's not just going to want to line his own pockets. Steve Evans traditionally wants a lorry load of money for a budget to say, look, if you give me this a load of cash to build what I need to build, we're going to be there or thereabouts come May. And that's what you're getting with Evans. You've got to work with him. You can't dictate to him because he's got too many. He's been around the block too many times to know his value. Yeah, he can, and he's more than happy to go anywhere in the country. He'll go Scotland. He'll go north, south, wherever. He'll go wherever that dough is. So now it's up to the football club to say this is how much we value you, and it won't be much of a negotiation. Evans will tell him what he wants. If you don't get it, he'll go. Yeah. So when you say, like, what does that look like for you? When you say if Evans says yes and the club says no, how does that work out? Because he's not going to say yes unless he's got something.
I think a lot of us.
But how would that look? Because Evans isn't going to say yes unless he's got some figures in front of him. But you've got to appreciate that it is an employer and is the chairman. You can't be held to ransom. If Evans goes, no. I want this. They're well within their rights. They're well within. Yeah, but you need to know what you're being frustrated at. Because if Evans turns around and goes, I want 6 million in my pocket and a budget of 10 million, they're well within their rights to go, bit strong, Steve, no thanks.
Obviously,
so you need to know what you're being frustrated at. Because at the minute, we are now at the race for 50 points, looking like we're going to be safe. He's done a brilliant job. We want him to be our manager next season, providing everything's okay. Now, are we still speak up or sell out? Owners out? These are shite. They're evil. They're the club's on its ass. Where are we with this now?
Yeah, it's mad. It's all mad, isn't it?
No, because you can't say it's mad. You either want them to stay, you want them to go. Like beforehand, that you wanted them out. They were, the speak up, sell out thing. All that noise was created. Win a few games, this all goes away, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you were the same.
I said I don't know enough about these blokes. You don't know what's being said behind closed doors, do you? All I know is they've invested a lot of money into the football club. Granted, the football decisions have been poor, but that's not really on them, is it? You employ someone to do a job, and if they fail, they fail. Like, you can only try and give someone a job. Matt Taylor, everyone was pleased with that appointment. Daryl Clark, the majority, trousers around their ankles when he came in, But then you're going to crucify him. You're going to crucify him when it don't work.
That's all I'll say.
So where we sit now, you want them to employ Steve Evans, but walk away from the football club.
Well, of course, I want him to employ Steve Evans.
But do you want them to be our owners?
No.
So a new owner comes in, and what do new owners normally do? They want their own man, don't they?
Oh yeah, they want their own bloke. Yeah, of course.
So you can't have it both ways, can you?
Football's a mad game, isn't it?
I know, but you've got to have a strong opinion on something. You can't just go, well, we won last week, so everything's great. If we lose next week, there's shit, get them out, speak up, sell up.
No, yeah, I've not been, we've lost with Evans since. I've not been, going on.
No, but look at the noise it was created when we were losing games. When we were losing games, it was toxic to its core. Club's an absolute shambles. Owners have got to go. That noise hasn't come along for weeks on end now.
No, I've still got my own opinions on that. Like anyone, can have their opinion on anything.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to get at. What is that opinion? Has it changed now that we're winning games? Or is it still you want the owners? You want the owners to go?
It hasn't changed on the owners. Yeah.
So if the owners go, until
they show me and prove to me what they said that they would do and what is going to happen, then it will change. Like every football opinion can change.
But Evans wants to work for these people.
Oh yeah, Evans adores them, doesn't he? Evans wants to move into their garage and their conservatory.
But that's what I mean. You're not going to get one without the other. You're only going to get Evans if you've got the Kuwaitis.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the thing, innit? Well, we've all seen it. Look at the interviews. What was it after Barrow? Oh, happy birthday, Chairman.
Well, that's what I mean.
But his first thing.
He's never been any different. He knows where his bread's buttered. He knows where his bread's buttered.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get at is you can't have one without the other. So if you want the Al-Qadi's gone, if you want the Saeed's gone, Evans goes and you're back to square one and you get some form of ownership from somewhere who may not have invested the sort of money that they've invested. And you never know what they're going to do. But you won't get Evans. If you want Evans that bad, you've got to suffer.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to suffer, of course. But if they make the right decisions, if they don't do what they did with other managers and pick the team and go do whatever, then it's fine. But they can't do that with Evans. Because if they do that with Evans, then they've got a manager walking out. Evans, with the Evans, with the ego, experience and type of bloke that Evans is, he's not going to have any of that.
But I think, not that I know anything about what goes on behind closed doors there, but I don't think they're in a position now where they even have to consider doing anything with the football side of things. They're in safe hands if they give Evans the job.
Yeah.
But if we finish, for whatever reason, say Evans gets everything he needs to, and next season we miss out on playoffs, if they made the wrong decision.
You'll have to ask me next season.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
You can't be giving
this is what I mean. Hindsight's wonderful, isn't it? Hindsight's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, ask Josh. What would you do if Evans? We had this convo in the summer that we were. Oh, that's gonna be funny, man. Doing our season reaction. Christ, oh, this is gonna be mad. Even the season review, man. After what we've witnessed this year, and to be fair, a lot of us. I know some people predicted so and so. You know, people didn't have certain expectations because of how shambolic last year was, but yeah, it is what it is. It's all mad, to be fair. We could I would like to talk about this more, but we still have the Gillingham win to talk about, and we still got Accrington's, and I don't want to make it go on for, but no, that was a good convo. And yeah, quickly getting into Gills. Again, we're getting into the Accrington game very, very soon, but that was another, I think, what was it, 2 wins in 15 against Gillingham before going into Saturday. And yeah, we mentioned, what did I say? I think I went 1-0. I went 1-0 before the game. I thought it would be a very tight game. First half was poor, although you could say, seeing what's gonna happen, etc. But then, the penalty, I still don't think is a penalty. It was a definite push. But like I said, officials are officials, whatever standard. And then, second half, made the changes, started playing the ball on the ground, quick, zipping it. And they couldn't really handle us. And it reminded me of watching us back when we was on our poor form, because I thought as soon as we scored the first goal, I thought we were going to go on and win the game. I thought Gillingham are, you look at it in League Two in the past, they've usually been very good in League Two. I know the last 3 or 4 years they haven't, and certain things have happened, but they're a shambles at the moment. And like I said, I thought when we scored, both, not really the first one, but more like the second one was very scrappy. It's good to see Ellis get on the score sheet, because he hadn't scored under Evans yet. Kilgore hadn't scored all season, so it was good to see him get the goal as well. But second half, it should have been 3 or 4, really, even 5 with the chances we had. Camrich was taking the mix. Senior was doing flipping Maradona turns down the right-hand side. It was madness. But 3 points, back-to-back wins. Josh, what was your thoughts on the Gillingham game?
A tale of 2 halves, really, wasn't it? I mean, that first half was poor. Probably the worst refereeing display in 45 minutes I've seen this season. It was not a penalty. No. He's pushed him in the back, and he's tried to break his fall to stop himself falling, and his arm got it. It was pathetic. But again, credit to Evans. He sees what's going wrong. He sees where it needs to be improved. We come out in the second half, and within a minute,
literally a minute,
and at that point,
great
you think,
ball from de Havilland,
we're winning this game. And I thought it was really obvious that we were going to win that game.
Yeah,
at that point. And we went on to do it. I mean, the winner, mine. Did anyone actually want to put that in the net, or did?
Yeah, it was mad, wasn't it?
Like, LT sums up his gas career in that shot, doesn't he?
Shot just straight.
I was like, oh, flipping heck. But anyway, he spills the ball, and it comes to Ellis, and he somehow just scuffs it in. But once again, boys, we found a way, and that's what that matters at the minute. Find a way. Where other clubs are not finding a way at the minute, we are finding a way to get it done. So
we were the only. Sorry to cut in, but I think we were the
only ones.
To win,
and that's really important, because that is a 3-point swing. Then, so really good, and I'm so glad we got that over the line, because we don't really do well against Shields.
Oh no, it's disgraceful.
So, I know,
disgraceful.
It was nice to kind of break that curse, So. Fair play to him. He recognised it wasn't working, changed it, and I think all of the subs had a hand in the goal. So fair play to him, and fair play to the subs as well, because he got it spot on.
Yeah. I think obviously you mentioned Elsie, but he's obviously he's been a frustrating player because he's got the quality, but doesn't show it on a consistent basis. But he's done very well off the bench in the last 3-4 games. He's made it. And to be fair, it's not even just him. I think all of them, like you said, pretty much all of them. Although, I didn't think KTS was good on the ball, but it's just I think presence and just that little bit of physicality that helped him. Yeah, like you said, the record. Like, I can remember, I've seen some absolute disgraceful games at Gillingham, like 4-0, like when Kedwell, and they absolutely slapped us under Martin Allen when Dak was there the first time, and they were unreal. And even other seasons when they had Dion Burton and that, and it's been horrific. And Adam Barrett at the back, and they've been very good. But yeah, they're like I said, it just reminded me of us like earlier on this season. Like as soon as that first goal went in, they just absolutely. And I recommend if any of you have got some of you might have already done this, because I tend to do it after every game. I'll go and watch the opposition's player interviews, manager, etc. Mate, Bradley Dack summed it up perfectly, but because he's actually a Gillingham fan, he's from that area, so mate, it was mad. And big win. Neil, what was your thoughts on Ellis being a part of a 2-1 win against Gillingham again 10 years later?
Yeah, I was pretty confident we'd get 3 points at Gillingham, to be honest. They're having a terrible time of it, and like I've only seen the results. I've not watched much of them or hardly any of it leading up to playing us, but they look nothing like an Ainsworth side. Nothing like an Ainsworth side. They're a million miles away from what a Gareth Ainsworth side is, and just due to their form and the way that they're losing games and getting beat, I thought we'd win it more convincingly than what we did, to be honest. But look, never a nice place to go. Like the best thing about playing in Gillingham is you get to leave. Like, imagine being a Gillingham fan.
Facts.
Living in Gillingham, watching them get beat at home, and then having nowhere to go but Gillingham. That's horrible, isn't it?
It's true though. I told you the last time I went there was a woman in the window with a needle hanging out of her arm.
You could have probably got a game Saturday.
It's mad.
But I thought we'd win the game leading up to it. I thought we were going to be the better side, and again, I was pretty sure. I was pretty sure we'd go into that game and be stronger than Gillingham, have a bit more about us. And they look all at sea, to be honest. And the one thing that Gillingham won't do is they won't run in behind you. Well, they got Andrews, Vokes, even Hale's not that much of a.
No,
I just thought they're very one-dimensional. And then I think if someone like Evans can identify, right, these are a one-trick pony. If you contain what they've got, right, we'll go carve them up second half because they won't be able to live with you. And I'm like, personally, I know we'll get into it, but I think we'll do the same with Accrington. I think we'll just carve them up second half, to be honest. So I wasn't surprised we won the game. Look, it's a race to 50 points, isn't it? And we're slowly but surely, I think, chipping away at that. And said it the other week, we're good value for being a League Two side next season, which is nothing to be proud of.
No, definitely not. But it's, like I said, it's just nice to
we'll get there, but it's nothing to write home about.
Definitely not. Yeah, like you said, it's just a place where it's. Do you know what? Those that have been Gillingham, it is one of the worst places I've ever been to in my life.
Even the changing rooms and the tunnel is depressing.
Yeah,
honestly, it's awful. It's awful.
It's one of the worst gaffs I've ever. It's second to Grimsby for me. And I've been to a lot of horrible places. I think Grimsby.
I think the showers might be as big as the changing room.
There you go.
Anyway, and then the tunnel is just I think it's basically a concrete tunnel you could get a fucking bus down.
Yeah, that open top bus that LP's on about. I'm guessing you've seen that open top bus new on on Twitter with your face all over it. That's unreal, by the way.
I haven't, but it sounds brilliant.
No, you've definitely
send it to you later, mate.
It.
It's absolutely fucking brilliant.
Show me it.
I'll send it to you. Someone's AI'd your face on an open top bus, like with promotion gas on the side. Absolutely brilliant.
But there's like 1,000 of the same face just everywhere. It's crazy.
Oh, I think it was Tom, wasn't it? I'll find it in a bit.
Yeah. He's in the chat tonight. I'm pretty sure it was Tom.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, keep liking as well. Subscribe if you haven't. Keep getting your comments. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. And yeah, we will get into Accrington. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned at the start, last 14 games against Accrington, 2 Rovers wins, 2 draws. No, last 16, sorry. 2 Rovers wins, 2 draws, 12 wins for Accrington. So again, it's another Gillingham story, curse, whatever you want to say it. The last time, what nil, and to everyone in chat and to Josh, whoever wants to answer first, what year with fans was the last time we beat Accrington?
With fans, that's so naughty, that is.
And now come on, because let's forget about the COVID season. With fans, when was the last time we beat Accrington? Can you tell me the
1991.
Score? Say that again?
1991.
No.
Is it lower?
No, it's in the 2000s.
Oh, ain't that impressive then, is it?
Well, it is. It is.
I just lowballed just to not make it look that dramatic.
It was 0809.
No, 2012.
Oh, I was gonna say 13-14 as well. Anyway, yeah, fair.
2012 under Mark McGee, 5-1. We beat them, and we're going back that long. Matt Harrold at the double.
What a player!
A young Matty Lund on loan from Stoke at the double, and a goal from Andy Dorman. That is a hell of a throwback.
That is a hell of a throwback. Oh, Matt Harrold, he was the first name I had on any shirt.
Yeah, Matty Harrold. So, but yeah, COVID, we beat them 4-1 at home, although the away game we got absolutely slapped 6-1. I think it was Dion Charles, Kobe Bishop absolutely slaughtered us. But yeah, Luke Leahy, Rodman, Nicholson, and Zane Westbrook were the goal scorers in the 4-1 home win that season. But yeah, the record is poor, but Accrington are on poor form. 1 win in the last 9 with 2 draws, 6 losses. I think they've lost to Chesterfield 1-0 on the weekend, and then the week before they lost 4-0 against Notts County. But yeah, where are they? They are 5 points above us. So when we do go 2 points away, their season, 13 wins, 9 draws, 16 defeats. They're currently 2 places ahead of us. So it would be very nice if we can get the win. But I've said it for the last 14 years. I can't believe that was the last time we beat them at home anyway, or with fans. But yeah, it's crazy. Basically, yeah, my thoughts are, to just win. Please get a win against Accrington. I beg. It's one of the worst. And this is it. Like with Accrington, it's just one of those teams that, well, you can go. We say it every week. The record against every team, I swear, seems to be absolutely terrible. But yeah, just win. Hopefully, it would be nice to have a convincing. Like I would like to smash a team, or even just like another 3-0 would be nice. But I mean, to be fair, what I will say is that every time, they do play good football. I thought every time we've played Accrington, they've always got them few technical players. Even earlier on this season, when I think it was 3-1, I think it was 3-1. Conte scored a worldie, didn't he? And then I think they had. I can't remember the kid's name, but he's on loan from Everton. He was very good winger for them. Obviously, Tommy Lee's old team as well, which is another interesting one. So, Yeah, it would be nice because the home record is brilliant at the moment. We can make it 4 home wins in a row, which we've not done since, I want to say we've not won 4 league games in a row at home, probably since Joey, I want to say, which is probably about right, although don't correct me on that. And yeah, I think it would be 6 wins in 7 if we win. So yeah, just win, please. It would be nice to win again, because I said on Josh's on TikTok when he done how many points we're going to get into the end of the season. I said we would win, and this was 2 weeks ago. I said we'd win 7 out of 8. So 5 more wins, please, Gas, and you've got it spot on. But yeah, just win, really. Neil, what's your thoughts going into Accrington at home on Saturday?
Pretty confident, to be honest. I think this is 100% a game that we should be winning. I mean, you talk about Accrington. I mean, essentially, they've achieved their brief, be a League Two side at the end of the season. I think most people had them at rock bottom without a prayer, and they've hit their 50-point mark now. They're going to be a League Two side, so they've achieved their goal already, really. But I think, given what they are, I think their last win was Tranmere, which tells you everything you need to know about Tranmere at the minute. But I think even if Evans plays it the way we've played it of late, of observe, getting an arm wrestle, contain, and then carve them up second half, I think we'll win. I think we'll win comfortably on Saturday. Or we definitely should. As far as caliber of player, form, understanding of how we operate, and looking at what Accrington are, like we should be favourites and we should win this football match.
Yeah, although we have said that for the last 15 years when we played.
Yeah, well, that's why that's why you very rarely win an ACCA, isn't it? Because what's meant to happen, that doesn't necessarily play out, because no one goes out there to get rolled over. But if you're looking at it subjectively, Bristol Rovers should win this football match Saturday.
Yeah, 100%. Josh, what's your thoughts going into the game before we do our predictions?
I think if Evans can beat Accrington, we need to build him a statue. Because, I mean, that is like, no one does that, do they? I mean, no. I don't know what it is about us when we play Aki, but it's like you just scroll through the fixtures and you can already predict 2 losses when we play them. It's mental.
Yeah.
And like, it's mad because they're not that good, but every single season they play us, they just turn up.
Yeah, they even the away game, within 2 minutes, they're just everyone's attacking.
They're just on us, yeah.
2 minutes goal.
Accrington Stanley hate us. They just hate Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, they hate the Cats. Yeah.
But saying that, I agree with Neil. I think that subjectively it should be a comfortable win, and I think objectively it should be as well. Where we are right now, the form we're in, the form they're in, we should absolutely Japanese flag them. But I always get worried about Aki because I don't know what it is, honestly, but they're just a minging team to play against. They're just a bogey side and then some.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think if we can't get up for this, like as in like excited for this game, then there really is an issue, because if we can't beat Aki now, is what I'm saying, in the run that we're in, the form that they're in,
then we're never going to beat them.
Yeah, we'll never beat them. They've got a chokehold over us. We must owe them money or something. It's not right.
It's mad. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, also team news. I'm not seeing any. I know there's been a lot of obviously news come out today, as it always is, with Will and everyone posting. All I know is that Camrich is away on international duty, so he is not available. Shaq is back. Shaq Attack is back. Hopefully he can stay on the pitch and not get sent off.
McEachran as well, potentially.
Yeah, McEachran potentially which would be a lovely sight to see.
Our boy.
I've missed Matekas, but yeah. Neil, what would you do team wise? What would be your lineup for Saturday?
Wouldn't change much, to be honest. Young, Farmer, Kilgore, Harbottle, Senior, one side, Sparks the other. Smallwood, Mola, if he can get a lift. Lee in the hole.
I knew you were going to say something about Mola. What a
Caven
player.
and Quigley up front.
Brilliant.
That is unbelievable if he can get a lift. Oh, my Lord. That is
Gosh.
quite...
If he can grow up, that's what the judge said, wasn't it?
Oh, my God. Oh, Casamola, what a player. What a bloke. Yeah, that's completely fair. Comment from saying, Oasis, what do you think of Crawley's new manager? I think it's insane what they've done. I think Colin Kazim Richards, oh my Lord. Yeah, it's mad. For me, that is insane. All because he's been at Arsenal's academy. I behave.
Nah, they loved him at Arsenal Academy. He apparently had a
Who
good
was
hand
the other
in a
guy?
few...
He played for Arsenal Academy. I didn't play for Kevin Betsy. That's a throwback. He was at Crawley. He was Crawley manager as well. That didn't work. That was a sham. Yeah. It's almost. Well, I say Calderon type appointment, but yeah, that's insane. Colin Kazim Richards. When I seen that, I thought, what the hell's going on? But there we go. Yeah, Lindsay sacked. Crazy.
If we don't sign Evans, we'll sign Lindsay in the summer.
Yeah, Lindsay. Yeah, he was. To be fair, he was on my list as well. So yeah, there we go. And I think Neil had him as well. Old Lindsay. Josh, what would be your lineup? What would you do? Would you stick with the starting with a 3, or would you maybe change it to a 4-2-3-1 like we've?
No, I'd start with the 3 because I think that it's much easier to go to a 4 than it is to go to a 3 at halftime. And I think that what we've been doing, starting with it, going to a 4, has been working in the large. So I just don't think why change it just yet. And we don't always go to a back 4, and we can still win games in that 3. 3-5-1-2. So no, 3-4-1-2. So I'd go Young in goal. I'd go for a back 3 of Harbottle, Balmer, and Kilgore. Senior on the right, Sparks on the left. I'd go for Richie Smallwood and Clinton Uber in the midfield. I'd then go for Tommy Lee in the 10, and then I'd go for I don't know, mine, because Ellis scored,
The tough one, isn't it? Because it's weird because it's not really.
Could you play Quiggs and Harrison up top, or is that too negative? I don't know.
No, you can definitely do it because it's not really. Even though Caven has scored more goals under Evans than he did with DC, it's not really. It's really weird with Caven because it's not really.
He'll pop up in a game and score 2, and then not score for 8.
Yeah, it's not really on the eye, and even when you're watching, he's not really getting into the game as much. It's strange.
I would still start him though. I'd go Quigley and Caven just because you need that nippy little player, and Ellis and Quigley maybe are too similar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real tough one, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, fair. Quigley and Harrison up front is terrorism.
Terrorism, yeah, that's mad. I'm really torn. I'm really torn on whether to go with start with a 4-2-3-1, and maybe start Shaq. I'm really torn on it. Do you know what? For the pod, I'm actually going to do it 4-2-3-1. I'll go defense. Do you know what? It's tough. Defense is tough, but I'd probably say Balmer, Alfie, Sparks, Senior, Young in goal. Midfield 2 of Mola, Smallwood. In the 10, I would go with Lee. On the right, I would go Shaq. On the left, I would go
LT.
It's tough because I always want to try and play Caven as a winger. But it's because LT's done well off the bench, so he probably does deserve a start, to be honest with you. I'd probably go Caven just for that because even though LT deserves a start, he's still been doing well off the bench consistently. So maybe why not do it again? And then again, it's really tough because Ellis done well second half last week, but Quigley has been doing very well of late. I'd probably go Quigley, but I wouldn't. Although Tom said it's terrorism, I wouldn't be surprised if he started Quigley and Ellis in a 3-5-2. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. So yeah, that's the lineups. Yeah, Bazatron's already said 2-0 Gash, Fab and Shaq. There's also been a few more. You've got, for those that sent score predictions a couple of minutes ago, if you would send them again because they're not coming up on mine. I don't know what is going on. Pirate Pod is saying is LT is another one that pops up as and when it just says on how high side sit against this. Yeah, there's a few more. Tom 3-0. Yeah, 5-1 as well. Yeah, would be nice to get another 5-1. Neil, what's your score prediction? 2-0 from Elizabeth as well. Neil, what are you saying? 5-1?
No, I can see 3-0. Like I said, I think we'll carve them up second half.
What's your goal scorers?
Quigley, 3.
Quigley 3. I love to see it.
Quigley
Josh.
hat-trick, Christ.
Yeah, what you saying? Quigley hat-trick again or what?
I'll go 3-0 as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go Joseph Quigley. I'll go Shaq Ford and Tommy Lee.
Love that. I'm gonna go 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. I'm gonna go Tommy Lee to get a brace against his old club. I'm gonna go Quigley and I'm gonna go with Shaq. For them, probably Ferran Rawson, or is it Tyrese Sinclair that maybe the one on for Everton? I'll go with him. I think he scored the opener in the last game. Yeah, 4-1 Gas. Why not? We've gone for a combined 10-1 score prediction. So, yeah, let's see if on the next pod, if we got egg on our faces or we finally break that hoodoo. But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Thanks to Josh. Thanks to Neil. And, yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Shout out to Operation Community Hamper, Easter eggs, Saturday, Fan Zone. Be there. Please help. But, yeah, thanks for watching. Other Gas.
Come on, boys.
10-1 Gas.